Should you listen to and trust your medical doctor? That's the age-old question, right? Should you listen to them? Do they know what they're talking about when it comes to your health? Are they genuinely interested in making you healthier? Are they interested in getting you off of pharmaceuticals? Do they care about your health? Are they keeping up with the science? Do they practice what they preach? All of these questions need to be considered when trusting and putting your health in their hands. I've got 6 reasons why you shouldn't trust your medical doctors. Okay, let's share the screen here and check this out. So let's go to reason number 1, and that is the amount of time doctors spend in medical school. Now, this is the Stanford School of Medicine website in an article titled "Why Medical Schools Need to Focus More on Nutrition." It says here, doctors have historically received almost no nutritional training, which limits their ability to effectively talk to patients about it. During 4 years of medical school, most students spend fewer than 20 hours on nutrition. 20 hours. And a lot of doctors don't even realize that there is a connection between diet, nutrition, and your overall health, and diseases for that matter. These doctors are clueless, in my opinion, and they've spent over 4 years studying drugs and chemicals and not what really makes someone healthy. And it reflects in their recommendations to you. Should you trust your doctor who spent less than 20 hours on nutrition? Is your doctor passionate about their field? I don't know. You ask me. Reason number 2 to not listen to your doctor is they're beholden to the drug companies. They make kickbacks, right? Here's an article from ProPublica. We found over 700 doctors who were paid more than $1 million by drug and medical device companies. It says here that back in 2013, ProPublica detailed what seemed a stunning development in the pharmaceuticals industry's drive to win the prescription pads of the nation's doctor. In just 4 years, one doctor had earned $1 million giving promotional talks and consulting for drug companies. How do you do that, right? I mean, my goodness, how do you sleep at night? I mean, do you really believe this stuff? It's unbelievable. I don't know how these doctors sleep at night. 21 others had made more than $500,000. It says here more than 2,500 physicians had received at least $500,000 apiece from drug makers and medical device companies in the past 5 years alone. So it says here, you can just read if you want. I mean, this is just unbelievable, right? So when your doctor gives you a prescription and wants to write you a prescription for a drug, it's not like that's unbiased information. That's not like he doesn't benefit financially from that. He's beholden to the drug companies, right? And is he really studying what they're giving to him? Is he analyzing the data, or is just saying, hey, you can make a certain amount of money if you write this many prescriptions per year? The third reason that I don't think you should trust your doctor is the sheer amount of time they spend with you. So here's an article here from staffcare.com and the average time doctors spend with patients. This goes through a study from 2017 from the Medscape Physician Compensation Report. It said basically that they spend around 13 to 16 minutes is the average time. Now, depending on the doctor, they go through cardiologists, endocrinologists, oncologists, all these different doctors, right? Some spend more, some spend less, but the average amount of time was 13 to 16 minutes. I ask you, what are you going to get in 13 minutes from a doctor? He's going to get you to get on a drug and convince you to take that drug. And then he's going to spend the first 10 minutes of those 13 scaring you into taking that drug, because if you don't, this is what will happen, right? So these doctors can't help you in 13 minutes. I'm telling you, this is not good information. If you have if you're in a car accident or if you have some acute trauma, yeah, go to a doctor. But if you're going for a chronic condition, stay as far away from a medical doctor as you possibly can. These people have no idea the connection between diet and disease and health and longevity and anti-aging. They have no clue. A couple other reasons why I don't think you should trust a doctor is, are they keeping up with the science? Are they reading the journals? Are they analyzing the data? Are they looking at different information? Are they looking at alternative information? Are they listening to podcasts? Are they reading books? which I'll share a couple books at the end of this that I think you should check out, and I'll link up down below. Are they willing to look at new data, new information? Do they really care? Are they really passionate about their career? Are they keeping up with the science? I don't think so. Most doctors are barely getting through the day. Most doctors are burnt out, and most doctors, just are trying to pay the bills, and they're just white knuckling it and, holding on for dear life. Really, they're just trying to pay their bills, trying to pay their employees and stay in business and stay out of lawsuits. That's really what a doctor's doing. So, do you want to trust your health with someone like that? I don't think so. I wouldn't. My advice is to stay as far away from a doctor as you possibly can. The other one is, are they practicing what they're preaching? Do they look healthy? Do they look vibrant? Do they look like they're in shape? Do they exude health? Probably not. Are they overweight? Are they sitting under a blue light all day? Are they grounding themselves to the earth? Are they connected to the earth? Are they eating a good diet? Are they exercising? Probably none of those things, right? And you're going to take health advice from a guy like that or a woman like that who's morbidly obese, telling you to get on a pharmaceutical cocktail that they've never studied before, that they've never researched. But they can do that because they're practicing the standard of care, which I will get into. So let me bring that article up. And what is the standard of care? What is that? So let me show you what this is. For those who don't know, the standard of care is something that must be adhered to for all medical doctors. Otherwise, they can be in grave danger of a lawsuit. And I'm going to read this paragraph above the highlighted paragraph here. It says, with all that education and training, a patient should feel safe going to a doctor, right? Well, not necessarily. More than 250 deaths each year are caused by medical errors. In fact, medical errors are the third leading cause of death in the U.S., preceded only by heart disease and cancer. And you can say that because doctors are involved in heart disease and cancer, and you combined number 1, number 2, plus medical errors, number 3, you can say that the doctors are the leading cause of death in the world. It says here, not only doctors, but all healthcare professionals have a duty to provide healthcare that falls within what is known as, quote, the standard of care. California's civil jury instructions define the standard of care as the, quote, level of skill, knowledge, and care in diagnosis and treatment that other reasonably care practitioners would use in the same or similar circumstances. So essentially, the standard of care is just something they make up and what has to be adhered to. And anything that's outside of that standard of care, you could go to jail for and lose your license for. So that's why doctors are never going to want to hear about some alternative treatment that you tell them about, right? How many times have you told your doctor, oh, I lowered my cholesterol by doing XYZ herb? And the doctor says, well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, right? Because they don't want to know. Because if they know, then they're going to start questioning, and they can't go outside of the standard of care. Now, let's look a little bit further about the standard of care, this awesome thing called the standard of care that doctors have to abide by. This is an article by CNBC, the third leading cause of death in the U.S. most doctors don't want you to know about. A recent Johns Hopkins study claims that 250,000 people in the U.S. die every year from medical errors, but other reports claim the numbers as high as 440,000. Medical errors are the third leading cause of death after heart disease and cancer. And so this here, this other study here, this is from, I think Johns Hopkins, the 440,000. That means that 1,200 people every hour are dying because people are taking the prescribed medication in the right way and the right dosage for the right length of time and following exactly what their doctor is telling them to do, and yet they die anyway. So this is serious stuff, guys. This is serious, serious stuff. Do you want to put your life and your health in the hands of a doctor who has to follow the standard of care? Otherwise, he'll lose his license. I don't know. I wouldn't. So check this out. Prescription drugs. Few know that systemic reviews of hospital charts found that even properly prescribed drugs, aside from misprescribing, overdosing, or self-prescribing, cause 1.9 million hospitalizations a year. Another 840,000 hospital patients are given drugs that cause serious disease and reactions, for a total of 2.7 million serious adverse drug reactions. About 128,000 people per year die from drugs prescribed to them. This makes prescription drugs a major health risk, ranking 4th with stroke as a leading cause of death. You guys, this is serious stuff. Now, if you want more information, I would really recommend this book. I'll show it to you in just a second, Death by Medicine. And this is a little excerpt that I got from Chris Beat Cancer, his Instagram. You can check him out. Over 12,000 people die from unnecessary surgery. 7,000 people die from medication errors. 20,000 people die from other hospital errors like surgical errors. 90,000 people die from hospital-acquired infections. 127,000 people die from non-error prescription drug interactions or drug reactions. So this is serious stuff, guys. Now, if you want to learn more about this, these are 2 books that I've read that I would really recommend. I'll link them up down below as well. Selling Sickness. I read this, I read this probably 2008. How the world's biggest pharmaceutical companies are turning us all into patients. This was back in 2006. This is a really good book. Highly recommended. You should definitely read that. And this one, which is based on that screenshot I just showed you, Death by Medicine. Now, you can get the paperback. There's even a documentary under the same name by Gary Knoll, Death by Medicine. And you can read this book, and it will go into the shocking statistics that your doctor doesn't want you to know about. And I would highly recommend. So I just want to sort of put that out there, because we've been bowing down to medical doctors and scientists like they're, God's gift to creation. And they know everything about our health and our life, especially for the past couple of years. So really think twice about trusting your medical doctor. Just really think twice. What you really want to do is take care of your own health. And if you guys are interested in doing that, we have a free radio show called Extreme Health Radio. I'll link it up down below. We have a Patreon site where you can join to become a member and get access to all my cutting edge health protocols for different health conditions. We've got a ton of stuff on Instagram. You could just kind of plug into our community, join our newsletter. I'll put links to all of that stuff down below. But in my opinion, you should follow people who do research, who are objective, who looked at multiple sides, who are passionate and want to help people. How many of those people are medical doctors? Probably not a lot. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, share it with a friend, subscribe. We got more content coming out, and make sure to subscribe to our podcast every single week. Join us on Patreon down below for a lot more information about specific health conditions and what I would do if I were diagnosed with those conditions. All our health protocols are down below on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.